Hello! Today I'm going to be reading books and then watching their movie or TV show adaptation. There are so many books that I have read and have not read that have gone on to become movies and TV shows, and I want to actually commit to doing a series where, like I just said, I read the book and then watch the adaptation. I just think it is so cool. It's so freaking cool to see a book come alive in movie form. Sometimes they're not done justice, but when the book is done justice, it just makes me so giddy and excited. And I'm going to be rating the book, I'm going to be rating the movie, and then I'm also going to be giving an accuracy rating and just overall my thoughts. Let's get started with the first book. It's a TV show adaptation that I'm doing, which is Heartstopper. First up, we're doing Heartstopper, which I've been wanting to read for forever. They are graphic novels. I have never ever read a graphic novel before, and the drawings just flipping through the pages are so cute. I got 3 of the books from my library. I'm missing the second one. There are 4 books in total, but I've heard that they are online for free, so I will have to read one of them online. But other than that, I've got all the books, and after I read them, I'm gonna watch the TV show. I don't really know much about the plot of Heartstopper, minus that it is a romance and it takes place in high school, and then it's supposed to be really, really cute, and that's all I know. Okay, I'm gonna get started reading the first book. I finished the first book. I timed how long it took me to read it because I was just curious how long does it take to read a short graphic novel, and it took me 27 minutes, which is so fast, so I feel like I can definitely get through the entire series today. But the first book is so cute so far. The art style is so cool. Maybe I'm gonna read more graphic novels. It was so fun to read. Such a fast read, obviously, literally a fast read, but the story like also moved really fast and the art kept me like super engaged. The story is basically about Nick and Charlie, and they go to an all-boys school, and Charlie is gay and he's like out as being gay, and he gets a crush on this guy named Nick who's on the rugby team, appears like super masculine, straight seeming stereotypically. So Charlie is like, is Nick gay? Is he not gay? I have a crush on him. Will it be an unrequited crush forever? I don't know, but they keep hanging out, they get closer, and I bet you can guess what happens. But the first book ended on a cliffhanger, so I really want to read the second book. Like I said, the second book, I don't have the physical book, so I'm going to read it online. In the first book, there's a little sneak peek of book 2, so I'm going to read the sneak peek in the book and then switch to the online version. I just finished book 2 and now I'm switching to book 3. Book 2 was so cute. We get introduced to a new character in book 2, and Nick is really like exploring his sexuality, trying to figure out what he identifies as. I love that the characters like really genuinely feel like they're in high school. The story is just so cute and wholesome, and all the drawings are like so cute and happy. I feel like you can't read these books and not just be like smiling all the time. Okay, I'm starting book 3. I'm only like a few pages in, and it says a Paris trip. Does this book take place in Paris? That is gonna be so magical if that's true. They're in Paris. Book 3 done, on to book 4. I finished the last Heartstopper book. The series is so cute, and I didn't realize that there's going to be a 5th Heartstopper book coming out in 2023. Overall, I would give it 4 stars. It's adorable. I love how many different types of relationships the author shows, and the series takes on some heavier issues, which I really appreciate and love, that I feel like is so relatable for high schoolers and honestly like everyone in general, but it still keeps this like light, adorable, fun tone throughout. Yeah, it's so cute. The art is so good, and I'm gonna go start the show now. I am like 5 seconds in and they're playing one of my favorite songs. I feel like this show is gonna have the best soundtrack, and I really appreciate a good soundtrack in a show. Also, we just got to see Charlie for the first time and he looks exactly like I pictured. Our first look at Nick. He has major golden retriever energy and I love it. I think I'm in love. I've officially binge watched 5 episodes. They're like 30 minutes each, I think, so they're pretty like fast and easy to watch, and I've just been laying in bed the entire day reading the Heartstopper novels and watching them. I think I'm gonna stop for now and go to bed because I think it'll be a little bit sad if I binge the whole season in one night, but it's so good so far, and I'm sure I'll finish it tomorrow and tell you all of my thoughts. I got a package at my door and I think it's a book, so let's open it. Book mail is my favorite mail. Ooh! The book I got is Her Heart's Desire by Shelley Shepherd Gray and published by Baker Bookhouse. And Baker Bookhouse is the sponsor of today's video. This book is about Mary Margaret Miller, who is Amish, and she decides that she needs an escape from her Amish community. So she boards a bus all alone to go on vacation in Pinecraft, Florida. And on the way, she meets Betsy and Lily and they become fast friends. As you guys know, I love friendships in books. And then in Florida, Mary meets Jason Raber, a handsome and charming carpenter. And Jason is immediately taken with Mary, but he has responsibilities back home in Kentucky, including a girl he's supposed to marry. And then somebody from Mary's past shows up in Pinecraft, Florida, and it says, "It seems like her perfect vacation is ruined, but that's nothing compared to what's coming when she realizes what Jason has been hiding." And I think it's so cool that Mary Margaret Miller is Amish. I really don't know anything about the Amish community, so I feel like that's gonna be really cool to read about and explore. Plus, it is a clean romance. You guys are always asking me for closed door romance recommendations, so this would be a perfect book if you're looking for a sweet, clean romance. And if you purchase Her Heart's Desire from the publisher's bookstore, using my link, which will be on the screen and in the description, you get 30% off plus free shipping if you're in the US. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this romance, so please go get Her Heart's Desire. Let me know all of your thoughts. I want to hear everything you think. I finished the whole Heartstopper series and I really liked it. I think I would give this series 4.5 stars, which is a little bit higher than I gave the book series. I felt like all the emotions and everything like hit more for me. Like it felt more depth and emotional to me with the show for some reason. Maybe just seeing it on like actual actors, real humans' faces as opposed to just in the drawings. But yeah, I really liked the show. For my accuracy rating, I think I would say 4.75. It was super accurate, and I love how they paid homage to the graphic novels with graphics. We get like the leaves and scenes. We get split screens like the graphics, so that was super fun. And there's gonna be a season 2, which I'm so excited about. I wonder if season 2 is actually going to be filmed in Paris because book 3 is set in Paris. Okay, and then next up, we're gonna do Normal People.
You certainly need a lot of paraphernalia in your trade. Yeah, cymbals, timp, bongo, tambourine. What are these things? These are claves. What are they for? Set a rhythm for the Latin American stuff. Here, let me show you.
So I've actually already read A Normal People by Sally Rooney and I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. It took me a while to get into Sally Rooney's writing style. She's very famous for not using quotation marks on dialogue, which kind of threw me off. The driving plot of the story is romance, but I would more so categorize it as fiction, coming of age, and very slice of life. It follows Connell and Marianne as they go through high school and college. And in college, Connell is pretty popular. Marianne is not popular at all. They kind of strike up this romance, but it's in secret. At school, they pretend like they don't know each other, and then they end up going to the same college, and they kind of switch places in college. Marianne really fits in, and Connell is like really struggling to like meet people and fit into the college life. I feel like the book is so relatable. I think everyone in their 20s should read it. I love how Sally Rooney like really realistically covers a lot of great topics, from like class to fitting in, mental health, love, socioeconomic status, and just growing up. The book is also a TV show on Hulu, and I actually already started the show a while ago, like right after I read the book. I think I just watched the first episode, and that was because, like I said, the book is kind of like slow and depressing, which works, but in the show, I just like wasn't as big of a fan of it. And I think it was very accurate to the books, but I think my taste in like movies and shows is not slow and depressing. So I just never kept watching it after the first episode, but I want to finish it today. So yeah, I'm gonna go start the show again on episode 2.
Yeah, cymbals, timp, bongo, tambourine. What are these things? These?
I just watched through episode 4. I'm definitely liking it so far. I feel like the characters physically are just how I pictured. The acting is really good. It's definitely like a slower, kind of quieter moving story, which I don't know is like 100% my taste in TV show, though I think it more so is my taste in book form. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. But I'm gonna stop there for today, and then hopefully I'll finish the show within the next few days. I just finished Normal People. I really liked it. First of all, love Daisy Edgar Jones, plays Marianne. I think she did an incredible job. I think all of the actors did an incredible job. It's hard for me to compare my feelings on the book to the show, just because the book is such like a character study. It's kind of quiet book, which is a weird adjective. It's just more about the nuances and the characters and the feelings than it is about plot, which I loved in the book. And the same is with the show. But I just think that like style and format applies better in book form because we can really get in the characters' heads. We can really read about all those little nuances and moments. I feel like the show didn't have as big of an emotional punch for me, but it was still really well done, and I don't think they could have done the show any differently or any better. So if I gave the book 4 stars, I would give the show 3.5. As far as accuracy, I read the book a while ago, so I honestly don't really remember if all of the moments in the show are accurate to the moments in the book. The overarching plot and like emotions and feelings is definitely accurate, so just because I don't remember, I'm gonna say 4 for accuracy. But yeah, if you read the book, I would highly recommend watching the show, and if you watch the show, I would also recommend reading the book because I think you just get so much more out of the book. And like I said, I feel like it's so relatable and everyone in their 20s should read/watch Normal People. Okay, let's move on to our next book/movie.
Everything you said we already knew, more or less.
Well, here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
I just checked out where the crawdads sing. I feel like I've heard so much about this movie, and I've seen the trailer and it looks like so high quality, so good. So I'm like, I have to read the book and then watch the movie. And I really honestly do not know what this book is about. From what I've heard, I think it's about a girl who lives in a marsh, and it's very coming of age with a romance subplot, and that's literally all I know. So I feel like it'd be kind of fun to go into it blind and just see what it ends up being about. Okay, let's go back to my apartment and start reading. I just finished chapter 5, and the plot isn't quite what I thought it was going to be. It's basically about Kaya, and her family has pretty much abandoned her, so she's really having to fend for herself in this like marshy landscape with basically like no money, which I cannot imagine going through that. So that's one timeline, and we're going back and forth between that timeline and a second timeline where this guy has died and the police are investigating it as a potential murder. So I'm really curious how both timelines are gonna like intertwine at some point. I just finished page 104, and I think we're getting into the romance plot a little bit, and I'm so excited for Kaya. But overall, I still don't know like exactly where the plot is going. So far, it feels like very like coming of age. Like it started out when Kaya was super young, and I think she's a teenager now. I really like it so far. I'm super hooked. I think I'm gonna stop here for today though, and I will see you guys tomorrow for some more reading. It's the next day, and I read to page 146, and I feel so bad for Kaya. She has such a hard life, especially I feel like the worst part has got to be the loneliest. Like this girl has like nobody in her life, and I cannot imagine that. There's a ton of like details and description about the marsh where Kaya lives and all of the animals, and it's so interesting to read about the landscape and the animals. I feel like the marsh's creatures are Kaya's like only companions in life. I just finished page 175, and we're finally starting to see how the 2 timelines merge together, and I feel like that is gonna get really interesting. I finished the book. The ending was very surprising. I did not see it coming. I'm curious if you guys have read this book, the like reveal at the end. Did you see that coming? It just like really caught me off guard. Anyway, as far as my rating for the overall book, I'm honestly conflicted between 3.5 or 4 stars. So I think I'm gonna say 3.75 stars, because the main reason I conflicted is I actually really liked the story. I feel like it was really interesting to learn about the marsh and the North Carolina coast and all of like the creatures and animals that lived there. We really follow Kaya's story of her entire life, like from when she's little to when she's an elderly woman, and I feel like that's so rare in books that we see the entire life of a character. We also have elements of romance and murder mystery, and yeah, there's just a lot of like really great elements in this book. But again, I did think it moved a little slow. Like there were parts to me that just dragged on a bit. Sometimes I felt conflicted as to whether I liked the blend of genres or whether I wanted it to be just a romance or just a murder mystery, because it was doing a lot of things in one book. But I am gonna watch the movie tonight, and I'm so curious with the movie because the movie is only 2 hours. So I wonder if they're gonna focus on just one part of Kaya's life or if they're gonna cover her entire life as well. Let's go watch the movie and I'll let you know my thoughts. Finished it. It was so good. A lot of times movies and TV shows are never as good as the books, but I feel like we're kind of on a roll in this video of like the adaptation really living up to the book. What to rate it? I would say I still liked the book a bit better because the book goes more in depth. Plus I just like loved in the book just all the like scenery and like vivid descriptions of the marsh and the creatures, and we get like some great shots of the marsh and the creatures, but we don't get that as like vivid description, obviously, because they can't do descriptions in a movie. So if I rated the book 3.75, I would rate the movie 3.5, so really close. One thing I liked about the movie better than the book is that, like I complained that the story moves like a little bit slow in the book, I feel like with the movie, since it's only 2 hours long, it like tightens everything up, so I was like never bored or thought it was like slow for a second. And I feel like they hit every single important moment. It was super accurate. We got like the shell necklace, we got the ending, of course, we get Kaya's great relationship with Jumpin', we get all of the dynamic with her family. We also followed her throughout her whole life, just like in the book. Obviously it's like more condensed, but we get to see her as a little girl all the way up until she's an old lady. So yeah, I liked it. As far as accuracy, I feel like everything was accurate. Obviously they can't keep everything in. I could be misremembering, but I think some of the timeline was like a little tiny bit different. So I would say 4.75 out of 5. Oh, one more thing about the movie that's like a slight complaint is I felt like Kaya looked too good. Like she was too well kept. Like she dressed really nice. In the book, I feel like she had only been to school one day in her life. All her clothes are like donations. Like I just thought she would look more unkept. Like her clothes might not fit right. Maybe she wouldn't always speak like super proper. I don't know. She looked too like put together. But yeah, that's my only big complaint, is that wasn't how I pictured her from the book. I just put away my big camera and then realized I forgot to film an outro, but that was the last book adaptation I'm doing in this video. I know there are so many more books to movies / TV shows, so let me know if you guys liked this, if you'd want it to be a series, and if you want it to be a series, what would be future book to adaptations you'd want me to do as a part of this series. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know all of your thoughts if you have read / watched any of the ones I covered in this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Accidentally erased. It can't happen.
Let's get scratching.